Welcome to the Beacon of Creation podcast.
I think that hits, that scans. Beacon of Creation podcast. Beacon. You have to swing it. You have to swing it on creation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A weekly podcast on game design through the lens of Magic the Gathering. I'm Juliet, and joining me is...
I'm Riley. Hi. Hello. I use any and all pronouns. What's good? Hi.
Welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
As soon as it was announced that there was going to be a official Universes Beyond Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set, I was like, well, I think there's meat on that bone. As soon as I mentioned it to my co-host Tim was like, oh, is this going to be a Riley episode? And I'm like, yeah, you know.
I'm excited about a TMNT set in like the broad sense. In like in the micro, when I look at it, and I'm like, dude, this probably doesn't need to be a Magic the Gathering. But like the wider part of me that is like, yeah, I like playing cards of my guys.
I think it was last year that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie Secret Lair came out, and there was a lot of discussion about, like, you know, what makes some of the cards cool and not cool, and whether or not they're something that you should like put the investment into. And my advice was like, you're gonna enjoy looking at the card. Just look at the card, or have a JPEG of it on your phone.
I know that's true, and I understand that. However, 2 people bought me Aerith Gainsborough cards, and I have them sitting to my right, framed next to a Shadow the Hedgehog thing. And so, it looks like Shadow died in a car crash on a boulevard, and I've set up a memorial to him, which is really funny. But I do like looking to the right and seeing the card, and so I have to fight that demon in my head now.
Yeah. Okay, imagine for a moment Midgar, but instead of the like capital SOLDIER program, it's the Shadow program instead.
See, Project Shadow, Project Shadow run by Gunn was real. And then, you know, the Bio Lizard basically belongs in Midgar anyway. And what does like Aerith Gainsborough Tifa like more than hanging out with a guy who doesn't know who he is, has based his entire personality off of a memory of somebody who died a long time ago.
Okay, that all aside, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have, I think, a big question that we can then break into smaller questions. Are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles more defined by their quiddity or their hexiety?
I looked up these words earlier when I saw these on the document. And so as far as I understand, this is like, are they made up of what they are called, or are they made up of what they are? Is that correct?
So, and I think this is kind of my question. Like, what defines a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
This is the thing that I talk to people about in a way, because I believe that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are adapted so often and so differently that no 2 people have the same turtles in their head when they talk about them. There's a lot of like, you and I, when I say Batman, you know that like I know Batman. He works with Robin. Alfred's his butler and his enemy's the Joker. You know what I mean? There are innate things about them. Like, he is Bruce Wayne. Like, Robin changes names, but that's Robin. Like, he lives in Gotham. Like, they have like standard things that they hold on to, and the Turtles don't have that as much. Like, you have the Donatello, Leo, Raphael, Mikey, Splinter, Shredder. And that's about where it ends. Because once you split from there, then it's like, oh, who is Splinter? And the answer is like, well, he was a rat turned into a person. Or the answer is, well, he was a person turned into a rat. Or the answer is, well, he is the spirit of a guy from ancient Japan and his 4 sons that have been reincarnated. Or the answer is okay, well, he was a guy. What was he before? Well, he was a movie star. Well, he was a taekwondo. He was like a kung fu instructor. He was a rat, a pet rat, whose dad was a. And the turtles, the turtles are adapted so much that what makes the turtles, I think, is by going, here are the 4 of them at minimum. Here is Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, and then here's Master Splinter, and the Shredder is on the other side. Which I say the
Right.
Shredder, but like he's not even in
Okay.
everything. You don't even have. Sometimes you're just like, that's Krang.
So, how important to you or to the concept of TMNT for people broadly, like
Mm-hmm.
the teenage thing, that is kind of ubiquitous in it?
It
I feel like in teenage, does teenage mostly mean cowabunga,
you
dude?
you would think that teenage. Well, they're obviously teenagers, and the answer to that is kind of sometimes. The most teenager they've ever been is the most recent one. The Mutant Mayhem is the most teenage they've ever been, because usually you could call this YA Mutant Ninja Turtles and you'd be across the board. You'd be pretty correct. They
Oh, young
read
adult
often.
Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
yeah.
They scan more as like college students almost most of the
Mhm.
time, or like
Absolutely.
late high school. You know what I mean? The teenage is so nebulous on them. What they really mean here is they are messy, rude, and like a pain in the butt to be around. Like they're not refined. They do not have manners, which most people
Sure.
go, teenager, sure. But that's different because teenagers are so teenagers
Uh-huh.
are
Yeah,
specifically
yeah.
about like being so like I am the main character of the world, where these guys are like, what if you liked a gross thing?
Okay. Jumping then to the end of the
Mhm.
phrase, how much turtle are they?
Well, they have turtle power, and they have turtle power. They're the heroes in a half shell. They have their
Uh-huh.
shell phones and the shell razor. Like
Are they
they
mostly
are.
just like green guys
Here's
who
the thing:
have
they
turtle
use the
things in the
shells a
name?
lot. They like
They
go
do?
into the shell. They like they will pop their heads in the shell. They will like pop out.
Okay.
They will do little fastball specials where they pop into full shell mode like Bowser.
Okay.
They will
Okay.
have times when their shells break, and that's scary because they got a soft membrane under there. They are not like there's a couple times where like you see someone's shells, so, like you see a turtle's shell break and you're like, oh god, like things are big. Because one of the other things with the turtles is like they aren't no kill heroes in the same way that like a lot of DC or Marvel stuff is. They've got no qualms on like death in like TMNT stories. And so you do get like, oh god, like he could die here. Like Donnie could beef it because his shell's busted. Like that's like a very scary thing, which is like true to the ninja part of it. Ninjas don't
Mhm.
go around and knock people out. You know what I mean?
Like most people, I spent 2 summers working with a alligator snapping turtle that
Hmm.
was over 160 years old. Uh,
Yeah.
and it really changed my, like, I don't know, perspective on
Turtles.
Animalia as a kingdom. Like the relationship of like mammals and non-mammals and turtles and like things to water, to food, to like
Hmm.
action. Because being around and working with something as slow moving as that, I think is like kind of makes you go, wait a minute. Oh, almost all the animals that I've ever been around have been, mammals, have been like cats
Hmm.
and people and stuff. And cats are constantly moving around. They're also constantly like lazing about, but they like move around so
Yeah.
much and they have to eat so much. They're always hungry and everything. And when you see a turtle who's like able to just like sit very still and wait for food to come to it, and you're
Hmm.
like, oh, this is how you live to be, centuries old. And you have this like mysterious, almost like
Hmm.
cosmic power to
Yep.
you,
Yep.
this power that turtles have of patience or endurance in a way, in addition to like moments of like distinct violence and capability, but
Hmm.
like not usually looking for that as an option.
Hmm.
And I don't attribute patience as a major factor in the the TMNT folk.
Yes.
I don't know if that's
It's a
because
thing.
of the teenage component.
I think it's the teenage component rubbing against the turtle because like they are constantly trying to be taught patience. Like that is a thing that like Splinter would always is always going on, and like you have to lock in. Like, you have to be, they frame it as like, you have to be more like a ninja. But the answer in reality, as we're talking about this, is you have to be more like a turtle. Like, you have to like be patient. You have to wait for things to come to you. You can't just like run out gung ho. And obviously, we know some of the turtles are better than others at being chill, and others are like, I need to lock in and I need to get out there. Like Leo and Raph are very headstrong, run forward kind of individuals. Donatello is a think first person, and Mikey's a feel first person of like, okay, hold on, like, do we actually feel like this is a good idea?
Sure.
It's just, I like their dynamic. The 4-man band is like a classic layout, but it just feels good.
So before we get into ninjas, just very briefly, because I do know, as you say, that different iterations are going to have the like how they came to be the way they are, the etiology of the turtles and of their like supporting cast can be different. How important is the mutant aspect, would you say,
Mutant to the
the
turtles,
Teenage
or
Ninja Turtle?
to the turtles, or to their enemies? Because like the thing with the turtles is it kind of gets into like a Static Shock situation, or the CW The Flash, where it's like one event causes a lot of freaks, and then we are now solving that thing. So like the ooze that creates the turtles is the thing that like makes Bebop and Rocksteady, or makes Super Shredder, or makes Leatherhead, makes all these other guys. Like, the mutant part is important, because then like you get the mutants up against the, like the real people or the aliens that come in. Like, it is in IDW Comics, they have the Mutant Town, where they have like all the people who are hanging out together who have been mutated, or it's just like basically the furry borough of New York City at that point. But so like the mutant is, I think it is mutant, ninja, turtle, teenager, in like order of importance.
So the mutant is very important.
The mutant is very important, I think,
Okay.
to me and to my understanding of the turtles.
So if they were like aliens from the turtle planet who look like this and then like adapt to New York City culture, it would really be like a total change.
Yes, it would be a complete change, because like, Juliet, you know me. You know I hate to give credit to New York City. One of the most important things about the Ninja Turtles is the fact that they are from New York City. Like,
Sure.
genuinely, they don't fit in another place in the same way. They are very much like, what is it like to be four bros hanging out in this area with all of this culture? And they are distinctly like American in that way. They are distinctly like New Yorkers in that way, in a way that like, if they were aliens, you are just working with something different. You are so in a different world that like you can't even begin to like draw the lines.
Naturally, when we think about teenagers who are mutated through some kind of ooze or laboratory, what have you, and then like have these animal powers, have these turtle powers and everything. Naturally, the thing that we think of is wait, ninjas? How important is the ninja aspect to if they were just teenage mutant turtles, they're much like that's a huge thing that they'd be missing, right?
Do you know the actual like the real life reason that they are ninjas?
Because they were trying to find a way to color code them and have a little like eye bandana thing was the easiest way.
So originally all the turtles have red bandanas in the original black and white. It's like black and white red. They all look exactly the same. It's just the weapons that differentiate them. But the reason they're ninjas is because the original writers just liked Daredevil. The original origin story for the turtles is the traffic accident and the spill that gets in Daredevil's eyes goes into the sewer and hits the turtles. And that is why Daredevil fights the hand and the turtles fight the foot. Like, it's a love letter to Daredevil, which I think really rules. So it is, the ninja is important because it is about everything about the turtle. Like, the first brush about the turtles comes from like, I want to do the ninja stuff in Daredevil more.
Very briefly, my experience with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is mostly encountering them in Usagi Yojimbo. But
Yeah.
which was a fun, like, oh, wait a minute. I can see they're both like, the samurai
Mhm.
rabbit and the ninja turtle seem to fit. B, the Turtles in Time arcade machine that was the
Yes.
back of the
Yes.
pizza place where
Yes.
we would go for like soccer and choir and everything else.
Who turned out the lights? Like, yes, I know.
Yeah,
I
my
played that game.
toes, my toes.
I played that game all the time. Absolutely.
And third part, I used to, as like a full-time job, help people figure out their Halloween costumes.
That's
And
awesome.
like I would go also help set up, those Halloween stores and and things like that. And the role of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as, well, we have four people and we want to buy an easy costume.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we just color code based on colors for the most part. And I think especially those last two things, both
Hmm.
Turtles in Time and the Halloween costumification of
Hmm.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, while they keep making more like TV shows and comics, and I'm sure
Hmm.
like toys and Funko Pops and
Yep.
Robloxes and everything,
All that.
I think for the average modern adult or young adult, at least for me, the places where I would encounter Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is like a group of four girls want to come up with a Halloween costume, and that's one of the like five or less decent options that like are easy to just buy the thing and then put
Yep.
it on and then color coordinate. And that's part of my question then, which is, I know for you, the deep specifics of each of the turtles particularly matter and how they balance
Hmm.
each other out particularly matter.
Hmm.
But I don't know how much for the like external observer there's any difference at all to them besides their different color and they use a different weapon.
I'm doing the XKCD comic, but
Mhm.
like I can't imagine not knowing Donatello is the smart one, Mikey's the party dude, Raph's the one that's mad, and Leo is the leader. Like I can't imagine not knowing those base facts. That feels just like flat about society. You know what I mean? That just feels like, of course, like everyone does that, but like
I
maybe they
think
don't
that
genuinely.
some people might be able to tell you that Raphael is the one with red and like the little swords, which I know are like their Sai, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that Donatello is the purple one with a bow staff, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that is the precipice beyond which I think all other information is interesting but is niche.
That's it. It's crazy to me. It's one of those things that I'm just like, it feels so like in culture that is pushed so much. You always see like a Donatello with glasses and stuff like that. Like to me, it's just like, well, that is kind of foundational.
Mhm,
It is me being too bought into the thing that I know about to like
mhm.
see it clearly for the trees. But
And so
yeah,
this I think gets to we've explored as briefly as possible the quiddity. What is the whatness of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? And then
mhm,
looking at the hexiety, the thisness of the individual turtles or their like other
mhm,
folks in their schema. If you took Raphael, Mikey, Leonardo, and Donatello
mhm,
and made them like young adults in a band who weren't like, maybe they have a turtle themed band, but they're like
mhm,
they're just like normal looking. They aren't turtles, they're humans. They aren't ninjas and they don't fight crime, but they
mhm.
have their personalities. Versus if you just kind of wipe the personality and literally have them as like Turtles in Time, they're just the different color coded, just with a different weapon, but the exact same mechanical sort of aspect.
I think like I think that I posted a picture of the human forms of
Mhm.
the turtles that they use
Nice.
holograms to go to school, and I love these forms so much. They're
That's fun.
so cute. They're so cute. One of the
Mhm,
things that like I think you could like a Donnie, Leo, Mikey, Raph pairing is going to be visible anywhere. Like I
mhm.
can look at a group and be like, you have put the turtles in an AU, which is chill. Like, it works. They work for a reason. They really balance each other out. The biggest thing that I say is, like, it's hard to do a Leonardo right because too many people are afraid of the of the hero character. Like, I'm the leader. Like, I'm the person who feels like I need to take control, or else my brothers will like fall apart or rip everything apart because they aren't like they are they are too out of control. They are too in their own minds. They don't see us as a bigger picture. And like, you see that with Cyclops all the time, where people just like don't know how to do the X-Men correctly, and and they're just like, oh, sure, Cyclops is a nerd and a cop, and I'm like,
or a similar parallel might be looking at Blossom compared to Bubbles or Buttercup.
It's very much the same.
Yeah, you can more easily make stories off of Bubbles or Buttercup because of their like obvious flaws, and kind of how that becomes more interesting versus like the leader. Yeah.
Yep. Because like the obvious things with Raph, Mikey, Leo, and Donnie are like, there are their main traits. Each of them have a lot of other subtle things going on about them that I really like. And I don't know if you want me to get into the weeds here on like, what are all their things that make them different? Or like, I've put down here, you had written others on this Google Doc here, and I have gone in and I filled in just some chunks of other characters. And like, one of those things like, do you need that? Do I need that? Do I need to go into the when and the where? Probably not. But like,
let's frame this a little bit, which is, what do you think would make interesting, let's say, I don't know, picking a form of media out of the ether at random, like Magic the Gathering cards. What would be interesting cards for you from, you know, the characters of TMNT, or in general? How much would you want those cards to have in common with one another versus be distinct from one another when you're doing that adaptation?
The coward's answer is, hi, I've done the 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. That's a thing that I think sucks. That is what the most likely option is. Like, it is.
Can you explain, what would that mean?
1980s is when you think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you probably think of like the heads that are shaped more like a bean. They have the beak. They are very cartoony. All of them are the same color with different headbands. Do you see the turtle, the the original turtle in your brain?
like a TMNT lunchbox, or like Turtles in Time.
Yes, that is the classic turtle. It is what is fed to us over and over again in the way that all nostalgia bait is, because some guy in the 80s never wants to grow up.
Sure.
I think what the most interesting decision could be, what the one that you do is you'd start pulling things to and fro from everyone. You would have like, because you're probably going to have multiple Leonardos, multiple Donatellos. You have ones that focus on the different aspects throughout time, right? So if I've got like a legendary creature Leonardo or whatever, then I'm like, okay, like I have a guy, he, you know, gives like a diagraph captain style buff to the people around him. You can tap him to activate abilities on other cards or something like that. It's very much like, this is the guy in the middle. This is the guy who's helping things out. And then you also have other versions of him, which are like the more like brooding ninja individual, the person who gets into fights, the person who's like, you have these other versions who are represented in these other cards. I don't know if that works. Well, no, it does work. Because in actual Magic, you have like, I'm going to play this version of Sora in 87 swords on all these different arts of cards or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so it does work.
Yeah.
I know I've looked at some of the spoilers, which I am like mildly interested in. You have obvious artifacts of like, you have the weapons, which like, cool, that's fun. Honest to God, I do that. Like, but like you could do something cool with like the Kurokabuto, which like Shredder's helmet, which is passed down from like generation to generation of this like it's not even like a blessed helmet. It's just like, this thing has intimidate. This thing will ruin your day. Like, this thing will bring more things onto its side. I like all that stuff. I think that's cool. And you could do an enchantment or like an equip Ooze. You know what I mean? Like, mutate this character, mutate any creature, and like then get something, because you get like things like Pigeon Pete or whatever. You know. It's just like a guy who hates pigeons and becomes a pigeon.
I've pulled some cards from Magic's history that I think play in some of these spaces. You know, the one citation of teenage in Magic's history is Gyata, Font of Hope from Streets of New Capenna. That's the Tutu Flying Vigilance, the source of Cabretti's halo, turned out to be a single teenage girl. Very silly. The idea of mutants, I think, obviously there's all of mutate, which goes on anything that isn't a human from Ikoria, but anything that doesn't have to deal with mutate, I think is better for us as podcasters and designers and listeners and people who have to there's a maximum to the information we can keep in our heads at one point in time. So I think graft is a really fun thing for mutants in particular. Ninjas, of course, we see in Kamigawa with ninjutsu, and in the TMNT set, we know that there's sneak, which is kind of like you're returning a attacker, but sneak you can do it on non-creatures. And for turtles, lots of really fun turtles. There's Yudaro and things like that. But giant tortoise back from Alpha, 1 in a blue for a 1/1. Giant tortoise gets +0/+3 as long as it's untapped. Turtles have been around since the beginning. The other thing that I'd really love to pull on for mutants is the original Invoker cycle from Legions. The fun, weird cycle that is, they're just like kind of normal creatures that don't have a particular keyword necessarily, although you can easily add one. And then you pay 7 and whatever the color is to do an activated ability that you can repeat. So in the late game, you have this kind of like free spell that you can keep spending your mana on. And like the Mirari as the like source of the mutation, in the way that like we could have the Ooze as a source of a mutation.
That is fun. I would buy that as oddly enough as like not one of the mutants, but if you did one of the Krang, who are like little like brain aliens, like where
I thought Krang was just one guy. Are there multiple Krang?
Krang is an alien race from Dimension X. They are.
I'm gonna write this down.
Krang are. This is one of the things that rules about the turtles is they are very pulpy. You know what I mean? The best versions of the turtles to me are inspired by pulp fiction or horror fiction. What's something gross or weird that we could do, like the aliens from the future or stuff like that. Like that stuff's really fun. But like if you had a Krang, you just put out one, which is just like a guy, and then you spend the 8 to like pop out a like, oh, here's another. And here's like eventually, like if you are allowed to cook, then you can just like pop out a million Utroms, which Utrom is a like so Juliet, hold my hand.
Yeah. Okay. I'm holding him, but I'm pulling you back. Just tell me what creature type the token that is being made should be.
I can't say a brain creature type, but it's an alien. Sure. It's like a little alien. The Utroms are the name of the Krang.
Are the Utroms the brain, or the Utroms the
Utroms
big
are
guys?
the brain. Like they're like they're an alien species. Like they are responsible for, in some things they're responsible for creating the mutagen. They create the ooze. But like,
so what are the? So do the Krang make more Utrom? I would assume that the little brain in the big guy makes a bunch of more like big guys to go off and do the fighting.
I would say one of the things that happens sometimes is you have a Utrom Krang who makes a portal that brings more of them in. You know what I mean? That's his whole thing, is like, I want to get all my guys in here, and like, oh, they'll pretend to be whoever in the meantime. It's like a Yerk situation. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, okay. Kind of, I think.
They are a kind of pod people at times, where it's like we are slowly like integrating ourselves into society kind of situation. And so doing something like that, where you're like, you may transform to replace a card on your field with a like XX with ability like card, like slowly just like transform, like, oh my guys we're Krings this whole time. Which is like also a way that would be fun to make like scrolls from Marvel or whatever, but that's fun to me. That's the thing I like. They have guys who are like, yeah, I'm a Krang, but I'm a good guy. I'm pretending to be a human secret agent, and I'm actually secretly a Krang, and I look like this.
Okay, so I've got a card here. You can help me with the names and creature types and costs. Maybe we can tweak this some. But so Krang, the cost is X and a single black mana because it's from Dimension X. So let's do a weird X thing.
That rules.
Legendary creature ? Alien advisor. giving it exploit, so when it enters, you can sacrifice a creature. And I'm saying note X as this creature enters. When this creature exploits a creature, add its mana value to X.
Yeah.
And then an invoker ability, pay 7 and a black, create an XX black brain warrior token.
That's awesome. That rules. That's great.
Should these be spies instead of warriors? Should these is alien
no,
or
they
brain?
they are warrior. They do fight. It's the thing that's weird. They do like get up in it and fight. Like, I think warrior makes sense. You could have it be a robot warrior token if you really wanted to. If you're like, they are in a guy, like they are in a robot of some kind.
Is the guy an artifact?
The guy is a robot. Other people could pilot the guy if they wanted to.
Okay,
but like,
let's make this a robot warrior artifact creature token. Yeah.
Can I while we're Please. Forming out cards, one of the things I really love about the turtles is I love how much Shredder and Splinter hate each other. I think that rules. One of my favorite things in a turtle cartoon is Splinter and Shredder finally making eye contact over like a fight with the turtles and everything. And Splinter making his way through the battlefield to like a cliffside to Shredder and just going like, Orokusaki, we die together, and yanking the both of them off a cliff to die. Like, that's awesome. Orokusaki is the Shredder's real name. But like, we die together.
I should know.
Is sick.
I should know this. Okay, Shredder and Splinter, I think, somewhat intentionally have names that sound identical to one another. And I don't think either do either of them particularly shred or splint things.
Hamato Yoshi, who is Splinter, he is named that because Daredevil's mentor is named Stick.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, so I thought Splinter was the bad guy. That Splinter
Splinter's the good guy.
Because like, it's a Splinter faction of like evil.
No, Master Splinter is the good guy.
Is the Foot Clan from this? That's a thing, right?
The Foot Clan is the turtles. The Shredder runs the Foot Clan.
Okay, I thought Shredder was the rat. I see.
No, Splinter is the rat. The Shredder, you can know he's the Shredder because he has his weapon is always like basically the Dokken Wolverine claws is like what he uses. And so does he shred? Yes. His thing is like cut in, rip out. Like he's a bad man. The thing I like about the Shredder as a villain, the Shredder is somebody who hates Splinter so much, will cut off his own nose to spite Splinter. Everything will be even if it's a Pyrrhic victory, any dub he can get that harms him, even if it harms the both of them, is like, that's the dream. Like, just like I will drag the both of us into the dirt together, hand in unlovable hand. And like, that rules. That's a great villain. That's just great. And like,
yeah, let's design a Shredder card because I'm a blank slate for learning things about Shredder. So we hate rats in general. This particular rat.
This particular
is it
guy.
That Splinter is like training the turtles and the turtles interfere with Shredder, or even if the turtles weren't there with Shredder,
and he hates the turtles because they're Shredder's kids. Like the turtles are collateral damage to hating Splinter. Like it is very much like there are multiple reads on Shredder. Sometimes he's immortal and has lived thousands of years and remember like every time that like Splinter reincarnates, finds him and kills him and his kids. There's other times that he's just like, we both loved the same woman when we were together, like when we were friends growing up, and then like she died in a fire protecting you, and I blame you for that. So I kidnapped your kid and raised her as my own, like then raised her to hate you. And there's also sometimes just like, I think this rat has bad vibes. Like I just don't like him. And his thing is he hates Splinter. And just pure 1000%, like reverse Flash style. I am the architect of all your pain. Like everything that went wrong in your life is because I hate you.
Okay, so if Splinter was removed from play, does Shredder want to take over New York City or the underworld or
most of the times his drive is to just ruin Splinter's life. Sometimes he wants to like do other stuff on top of that, but like he'll settle for a second plan. But it is like at that point, it's up the Palpatine. I've reached my end goal. Like chill for a few years, maybe buy a planet or two. Like
Sure,
it's just like
sure.
he's done. Like that is his end state.
I feel like hearing this, Shredder must be, and I mean, it makes sense that
Mhm,
all of this franchise is, but
mhm,
inspired a lot by kung fu movies of
mhm,
the like
mhm,
70s and 80s, and the like, oh, hey, my school is like the rival of the evil
mhm,
guy's school, like Snake and the Eagle Shadow,
mhm.
sort of classical sort of
Yeah,
things.
I think
Is
you could
Shredder
like
human?
he is human. Sometimes he's like a Ra's al Ghul, I will live forever, or like a like
Gotcha.
I will come back from the grave.
Hmm.
But he is human. Now, there are times when he like will inject himself with the ooze and become the super shredder. But that is often when he's about to die. That is like a like Frieza entering final form and then getting beefed kind of situation.
Gotcha.
But so the shredder is much scarier than the super shredder, who's kind of like a doomed guy. Like the shredder himself is like, and the thing I think is most important is the like any victory that harms you, any battle that ends up harming you, no matter how much it harms me, is a success. And like that is one of the things that I think is the most interesting thing about him, because it is a story wise, it's a level of hate you just don't see. You just are like, this guy just has beef with my dad so much. And everything he does is to make it worse.
Great. Okay, so I've got, I think, the core of an idea built from this,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love figuring out like the cost and the power toughness, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the Shredder down as, I think, red and black for that kind of like
Yes.
self-defeating
Yes, that makes sense to
violent
me.
tendency.
Can I ask why
Um,
black? Because there's part of me that sees
oh,
like
is he mono red? Sure.
he very well
I,
could be a
I
mono red. He could also be like a blue in a way of just like I will move
okay.
pieces around the board. You will play by my rules. If you want to interact with me, you have to do this kind of thing.
I was thinking because he's like the lord of a, you know,
That is true.
clan
That is
clan of
true.
evil ninja. But like honestly, blue red, who doesn't love it? It's universes beyond. Evil is always Grixis, as we always say. So the Shredder. Ooh, okay. Well, maybe we'll tweak this ability some then.
Mm.
Because I had the Shredder red and black legendary creature human ninja villain, and then I was thinking double strike because he's got the two claws on each
Mm-hmm.
hand.
That's
That's
fun.
fun. And then when this creature deals damage to a player, destroy target rat or tapped creature. Because I
I
was
do.
thinking like
Hmm.
the Royal Assassin kind of classic
Mm-hmm.
black, like destroy, but I'm like, ooh, but rat. But then also like, but if he doesn't have enough other stuff around him, he might kill the rat with his first strike and then kill
Mm-hmm.
himself with the second strike because he's like
That's
tapped to
fun.
attack.
That's really enjoyable. Here's the thing. I know we just got rid of the
Mhm.
black on this, but like there is
Yeah,
a thing that
let's
is
bring
now
it back.
spinning in my brain of like
Uh-huh.
what in the idea of Magic the Gathering, you are the Splinter. You are the dad to all
Okay.
your cards on the field. Like so there's something of just like could you destroy when your own card I might be getting too god game with this, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like when your card would win a battle, instead choose to destroy your own card. A one infect counter is dealt the enemy or something. Like it's one of those things like I will blow my own stuff up left and right if it means I get one mark against you. Like I don't
Okay.
know if that's anything, but I do
I think
really
that
like the
yeah.
Pyrrhic thing that you have formed up.
I think keeping to a specific thing and then we can
Hmm.
if you want to have a accruing poison counters, like make that a separate card,
Yeah, I've always
Just
loved infect cards. That's the problem with me. It's my first set
uh,
was new Phyrexia, and I've just kind of been chasing that high ever since.
listener, if you want to hear about design around incremental poison counters and infect in a non-infect set, check out the part 2 of our January Design Challenge review, where we get into some of those designs with the most recent Xena submission. But as far as this shredder, I'm thinking 2 red and a black for a 2/4 double strike. So it will survive a lot of stuff, and your opponent might go, well, I'm just going to let you, I'm not going to attack in, but I'm also not going to block. I'm going to let you hit me and, take out your own things in the process.
I do like that. You could then a lot of things will revive a shredder after killing them, and I think that's weak. I think like it's more interesting when shredder is dead, but there is a lot of things that you're like, oh, here's a right to like, here's a sorcery or an instant that will revive shredder. I think that is a less interesting version of the shredder, because I think once you make something supernatural in that way, it's so much cooler when it's just a guy that hates you. But I like this card. This is fun.
I did like the idea you mentioned of kind of we are Splinter. And so in the style of Form of the Dragon, Form of the Approach of the Second Sun, I think do you know the uncard?
I'm reading Form of the Dragon right now. Like, it is a upkeep thing, right? It is like you are setting a like.
It's like an enchantment that makes you, it's like, hey, your life is always going to be 5 because like creatures drop the damage at the end and like you deal the damage and everything. Form of the Approach of the Second Sun came out in Infinity, and it makes you a card in your library. So you have like cards sitting on top of your head and like cards beneath you.
Awesome. That rules. That bangs.
And so when you draw yourself, you win the game. Not necessarily needing to go full silver border, full acorn sort of thing. If we are embodying Splinter, what are things that we as like the Planeswalker sort of Splinter are we deploying turtles?
Here's something that is crazy. I think you like name 4 cards in your deck. These cards are now legendary creatures. Like, you can only play one of them at a time on the field. And like
Gifts Ungiven, but for humans.
I'm like, maybe they can use each other's ability. Like, all these cards can now use each other's abilities, or it's something that's like these cards can now like when these cards die. When one of these cards is destroyed, like, damage yourself for a quarter of your health. You know what I mean? But the boon that would then give, these cards are like extra powerful or extra competent or something like that. These 4 creatures are all you can only have. Like, you name these 4 cards, they're not hyper important. You put them on the field, only one of them can be on the field as far as like with that name at a time, and then like some crazy boon, and if that gets hit, then like you start taking heavy damage directly. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like a big risk reward, and that is very fun.
I'm really latching on to the what if we played in the Gifts Ungiven space? So maybe not an enchantment, or maybe I don't know. What if we're tutoring up humans and then cards with those names? So like you get the copies of the humans, but then all of the other copies of those humans in your deck perpetually become Mutant Ninja Turtles.
they become mutants. There's
does Splinter turn them into turtles?
He does not. That's frankly a shredder thing to turn people into turtles, or turn people into the mutant animals. What you could, we can get into the mighty mutanimals later. Okay. Who rule? But
is there like the Ooze call to adventure? Is there like?
It very much could just be like a drip of the Ooze.
Is there a pun here? Cowabungas uncowabungad. Like Gifts Ungiven, Realms Uncharted, Knives Unsheathed. Does Teens Unmutated does that scan as a card name?
I think you go Turtles Unmutated. I think you just say like Turtles Unmutated. I think that gets you there.
We're searching for human and then turning them into turtles.
You're searching for human. That's fair. That's fair.
Parties unpartied. What
parties?
Do they say party on, or is my head they go party on?
You are thinking Wayne's World. You do have your cowabungas and your booyakasha. Like, they are, the turtles are skateboarders and surfers primarily, like in a true way. Like
pizza undelivered
rules. I'm thinking of Mondo Gecko now and how much I love Mondo Gecko. What a freak. Search your library for up to 4 human cards with different names, and then cards that catch like a mutant Ninja Turtles with ninjutsu. With ninjutsu. Ninjutsu makes sense, but is there something
Because
that
I
is
wanted it to be more than just like
funnier?
you've tutored them up.
Uh-huh.
So like being able to like, okay, I've got them in my hand. My opponent knows it. These are the loudest ninjas that you're ever going to encounter because I
Uh-huh.
literally revealed them to you and you picked of the 4 of them,
Uh-huh.
2 of them that go to the graveyard, 2 of them go into my hand. But I can then also cheat them into play for
Mm-hmm.
1 in green, even if they are actually also like, I don't know, any of the 6 mana humans that exist or anything like that.
I like that. That's fun, actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And so you're
Yeah.
in some ways prompted with pizza undelivered is such a such a silly name for a card. Have you seen the Pizza Basics?
No, I haven't,
The new
but
basic lands?
hold on.
Okay,
Control T
I'm
piece
going
of pizza basic lands.
they are controversial.
No, that's based. That's good. That's awesome. I think if this is controversial to you, you're a fool. This rules.
Yeah.
My only beef is again, they like I know why they go for Splinter for Swamp. Like I understand that, but like you could do Spike, you could do Jenica, you could do Venus. There's so many other turtles that you could like.
Sure.
And that is the thing that's gonna bother me about this set is I'm not gonna see like I'm not gonna see some of the sub characters I feel like I should, and that's
Mhm.
fine. That's a Riley beef. That's a Riley beef that isn't
Okay.
important.
For one last card here, tell
Uh
me a character who you don't expect to see in this set, but who you think
huh.
belongs there and you want a card to exist for.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Here's my
I feel
thing.
like
The one that
Venus de Milo probably will get one
mhm,
because like she's like a trivia fact, like, oh, what there's an extra one
mhm.
named Venus de Milo, right? Who's like like
Here's the thing.
baby
I haven't
blue.
read much of the
Mhm.
IDW comics that have Jenica in it. I love
Is Jenica
Jenica.
a
I think
turtle?
she's a turtle. Yeah, she's a foot soldier who's get transformed into a turtle and is part of the main crew. Which has been for like the past couple of years. I'm gonna post a picture of her. She's very cool. I like her style a lot.
Oh,
And
fun. She's
like,
got a bow and arrow
yep, she
and
she
little claws.
rocks the bow and arrow and like the shredder glove because she used to be in the Foot Clan and she was saved by a blood transfusion from the turtles, which turned her into a turtle.
Do you have ideas for either kind of effects or color of mana that you might expect for Jenica, the newest turtle?
I think basing her around the shredder is a very cool idea
Mhm.
because like she's again from
Oh,
the
yeah.
from the Foot Clan, so she trained with him, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so having her based around that, I'm spinning ideas in my head. Sorry. No, I need to ponder. I need to ponder truly.
Mhm.
Oh,
While you're pondering, do you know a power and toughness for the base Krang?
the base Krang, the original Krang. I think power is 1.
Great.
He's a little man. I think you could put toughness at 4 or like toughness at 3.
Great.
Like toughness is like he is like a little bit of a pain to get rid of, but like the thing he does is pop out other guys.
Mhm.
For to start, giving
Mhm.
her reach makes sense. You know, she's got the bow and arrow.
Great.
She's the most ninja of the Ninja Turtles in a very real way. I think if she had
Mm.
something to the effect of like, or I wonder if there's something where like infiltrating the other side, you know what I mean? Like an easier ability to like
Mm.
get in on your opponent's field or like take out specific things. Maybe she has one of those tap abilities that's just like destroy target creature or like a fight target creature or something like that. So you can beef her up to take things out specifically.
What if she's a ninja that comes in on blocks instead of attacks?
Ooh.
Does that make sense?
So like you're being attacked and you could like what are those cards called? Like the like flash defenders or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's interesting. I do like that.
Um, like, and be like, hey, you have to have an unblocked attacker coming at you. And you're like, okay, well, so I'm casting this in the declare attackers window before that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we also could just give flash reach and not have a you may cast this bounce a attacker sort of thing. I was thinking white red to balance the red black of Shredder.
The flash and the reach, I like. I like the you have somebody coming at you, you need to put someone in front of them and block that. Gives her a utility that I really enjoy. I want her to have I like the idea of an infiltration or getting across or like being able to pierce defenses better. But I think getting in front of somebody does that same thing in a way that I need to accept that is the smarter way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to have a lot of goodies, a lot of treats, a lot of like weapons. Maybe there's something with like attaching an artifact is cheaper, attaching equipment is cheaper. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I might be putting too
She,
much juice on one guy, but
that's reasonable. So, which one is the tech one of the base 4?
That's
Is that
Donatello. That is the
okay?
tech guy.
Gotcha.
Donatello knows machines.
And Mikey is the rude
Party dude.
Great.
And Raphael is
the leader.
Sometimes, but no, he's rude.
Oh, Raphael's the rude one. Okay, multiple rude ones, but
now, he has been. There's the rude part. There's the party dude, and then there's the guy who's rude. Now, Raphael is sometimes the leader when they want to mix up Leo and make him more cocky, and I like that. I like that they switch around who the leader is, but we're.
I was looking at Donatello Gadget Master, a real card. It's a blue ninja with sneak and creates a copy of an artifact. I think we can still do pretty different from that. And like white red equipment is a classic sort of thing. Oh, wait a minute. Jenica is taking from comes from the opponent's side, right? So how about when Jenica enters, attach target equipment to her?
I like that. You can grab something from the other side if you want to.
I'm going to take your equipment with me, right?
I like that. I like that a lot.
And like on a flash thing, like, oh, you're attacking with equipment. Let's see here. I'm going to enter and then take your batter skull or your Shredder's claws or whatever. And it's going to be equipped to me and I'm going to be blocking you now. Does that work? Hi, I'm Jenica.
That rules.
Do you have a power and toughness you'd?
I like a 3/2. I think that makes sense. She is stronger. She's more intimidating. And if you are able to equip a thing that keeps her alive while you bring her out, then it's just like, well, what do I do about this now? It's a whole problem. And I think that's fun. I enjoy this.
What about you attach target equipment to her? If you do, she gains first strike till end of turn.
She gains first strike till end of turn.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Yeah. I like that. Just enough of a problem to be like, okay, now what do I do with this? But is something that is kind of innately solvable. Can I rename the Shredder really quickly?
Yeah, please do. Our first card here is Krang for single black mana and X. It's a legendary creature, alien advisor with exploit and note X as this creature enters. When this creature exploits a creature, add its mana value to X. And then for 7 and a black mana, it has the activated ability, create an XX black robot warrior artifact creature token. It's a 1/3 for that. So you can pay a single black mana, just have a 1/3. That's probably fine.
We also have a Rokusaki full of hate. He's a legendary creature, a human ninja villain. He costs 2 colorless, a red and a black, and then he has double strike. When card name deals damage to a player, destroy target rat or tapped creature. He is a 2/4.
Yeah, 2/4 double strike. Then we have Pizza Undelivered. It's 2 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for up to 4 human cards with different names and reveal them. Cards with those names perpetually become Mutant Ninja Turtles with ninjutsu, 1 and a green. Target opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Put the chosen cards into your graveyard and the rest into your hand.
And then finally on here, we have Jenica Turtle Turncoat, who is 2 colorless, a white and a red. She's a legendary creature, mutant turtle archer ninja. She has flash and reach. And when Jenica enters, attach target equipment to her. If you do, she gains first strike until end of turn. She's a 3/2. Putting Jenica in one of those Final Fantasy 14 decks with all the equipment. It's
Yeah.
awesome to me.
Classic. Very fun. Well, thank you for helping design some fun Ninja Turtle cards. And listener, share with us what niche Ninja Turtles character do you think should have a card, and maybe a design for that. Do you have a design for a Usagi Yojimbo card? Do you think that the four Ninja Turtles are mostly the same or more different than they are all of one mind and body? And also, come join us for February's design challenge, which is February Elemental. Design a 4/4 flyer with mana value 5.
Nobody loves a more pained pun than you, my friend. You love wordplay that you've got to travel to the store and back to make work. I like that.
I really do. I love a long walk to a dumb joke. I think, listen, we are only alive for a certain amount of time, and this is my party animal spirit. We've got bonus points like February Angel. Give it exactly one other keyword. Like Sarah Angel, the 4/4 flyer with flying and vigilance. That can be a new keyword that you design, or an existing one if you find some fun tweak to it. And naturally, of course, Buer is human.
You suck.
Make it human.
I'm trying to be polite and not swear on your show, but come on.
We've got some really great submissions for this design challenge so far. I'm really looking forward to the review for them. And those submissions are going to be due February 27th. So that's our podcast for this week. You can join our Discord with a link in the show notes. Thanks for coming on, Riley. Anything else you'd like to tell people about?
Thank you for having me. Eventually, on the Riley Hopkins and Their Amazing Friends feed, which is my actual play podcast that I do with a bunch of my amazing friends, there will be a new season coming out that does feature one Juliet, the person sitting across from me here digitally. And I don't have a date on when that's coming out, but it will be in this first quarter.
Wow.
But other than that, I am on a Digimon podcast called Binary Break. It is a Digimon actual play playing a game called Digidice, which is very, very fun. We are entering our third season soon. The first two are there. First season, I play a character named Bridge. Second season, I play a character named Robinmon. It is, let me tell you, if you're like, God, I wish Digimon talked more about gender and time, hey, buddy, you got an actual play for you.
Speaking of gender and time, check out on the Moonshot Network's Patreon a show that Riley and I do once a year called Bath and Butler Works, where I walk Riley at 7 a.m. or earlier through one of the works of the scholar on gender and many other things, Judith Butler. That's at patreon.com/network.
Except for the other one where we did Boris.
Yeah. I mean, Bath and Butler Works and Bath and Butler and Borges Works. But that's part of the tradition. Like Judith Butler named one of their chapters in Gender Trouble, the circular ruins of desire. So of course we had to talk about the Borges story, the circular ruins.
We had to. As my final plug here, this isn't my show, but I've guested on it several times. Hey, Batman Bump in the Night is a fan fiction actual play. So I'd say actual play, but it's in such a broad sense that they are not playing a game. They are vibing. They are making stories together. Our friends, Marn, last name, and Jeff Stormer are telling an amazing Batman story that focuses more on the supernatural, and it owns bones. It's so cool. I highly recommend you check out Bump in the Night.
Yeah, Batman Bump in the Night, which I believe you can also find on the Moonshot Network's Patreon at patreon.com/Moonshot Network. It's like really good Batman storytelling.
It's really good.
Riley, are the Silent Hill streams over?
No. Oh, yeah, that's right. On Friday nights, I play Silent Hill F with my friends Marn, last name, and Mac. We are almost done with our first playthrough of Silent Hill F, which is a beautiful game. It is so interesting, and I Juliet, you pop in there at the beginning every time, and I'm like, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. My potions are too strong for you, traveler. But that is a game that is so deeply about your own self-image, what gender roles are put upon you, gender itself, how you feel about your body and the body of people around you, and what people do when they don't reach out to help. It is so incredible. Silent Hill F is that good. You can watch us on Fridays on Twitch, or you can check out all the VODs at moonshotpods.com/YouTube.
Very fun. And of course, Silent Hill F is also a game that is very much built around you play through to get the first ending that unlocks the future playthroughs that change the game considerably.
Yep.
So that's a fascinating work to engage with. And you can find a lot of the stuff that Riley and I do around the Moonshot Network and a lot of streams that we've worked on together at the YouTube.
And if you want to find me online and see my posts, parents, cover your kids' ears. I'll give you 4 seconds. All right? Are they covered? You can find me at Bad Fucking Podcasts on Blue Sky.
And I'm at Polly Persist. Thanks for listening. And always remember,
don't give your money to wizards.
Don't give your money to wizards. Even if they make cards about a media property that you have nostalgia for because of how marketing works.
Don't give your money to wizards and download Cockatrice and play Magic the Gathering with me.